But today it's by no means all gloom. Few places illustrate better how Scotland is trying to make that transition from old industries to new than Dundee. This place was once famous for its jute, jam and journalism. And famously, it's the home of the Beano and Desperate Dan.
Desperate Dan, one of my all-time favourites. Great to be meeting him in the flesh at last.
Like most of Scotland, by the 1980s, many of Dundee's traditional industries were in steep decline. Yet it would find a perhaps unlikely saviour.
God, I feel nostalgic holding this wonderful bit of kit, the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. Now, back in the 1980s, almost every British home wanted one of these, and they were made here in Dundee, in the local Timex factory.
We have you build these computers for us, not because we have any particular links with Dundee, not because we have to have computers built in Britain, we could have them built anywhere in the world. We have our computers built by you here in Dundee because you're the best people, as far as we're aware, to build them. And I'd like to thank you very much on behalf of Sinclair Research.
That factory may have gone, the Sinclair ZX may now be in museums, but it spawned a generation of entrepreneurial computer games developers right here.
Chris van der Kyle was one of those enterprising 1980s geeks.
Here in Dundee, we manufactured the console, so everywhere else in the UK, it costs something like £149. Here in Dundee, if you knew the right person, it's considerably less.
So what did kids here have to pay for a ZX?
Well, allegedly, and I couldn't possibly confirm this, it was about £10 in a packet of Embassy Regal down in the right pub. I personally had 6 of them.
Those cut-price computers did Dundee a huge favour. Today, the city has about 300 people working in computer games. It was Dundee that spawned the hit, some would say notorious, computer game Grand Theft Auto. And many of those who work in the industry here are graduates from one of Dundee's universities, Abertay. It was the first in the world to run a degree in computer gaming design and has helped to drive the city's renewed success. Today, Chris van der Kyle develops the PlayStation and Xbox versions of the massively successful game Minecraft. He's even created a computer version of what Dundee's waterfront would look like when the new Victoria and Albert Museum opens here in 2017. He's been a player in developing Dundee's very own, if small, Silicon Valley.
Given the choice between sunny California and not always sunny Dundee, you chose Dundee. Why?
I saw something unique in Scotland when it comes to digital media and technology. I saw that we have fantastic engineering and mathematical talent, but also combined with creative talent that I've almost never seen replicated anywhere else. You know, those things coming together in the right way create something quite special.
Dundee has another great strength: drug research and life sciences. The University of Dundee is one of the UK's leading centres in medical and pharmaceutical research. Sir Philip Cohen is the eminent scientist who's played an important role in that success.
Life sciences in Scotland is very well respected internationally. In fact, in recent surveys, Scotland actually ranked #1 in the world, you know, well ahead of England and actually even further ahead of the United States. I'm now told that the life sciences and biotech industry in Dundee is something like 16% of the local economy. And of course, these are very well-paid, high-tech jobs, just the sort of jobs that the town needs.
Sir Philip Cohen and more than a dozen other distinguished scientists have put on the record their worries about the impact of independence on a discipline and an industry in which Scotland excels.
Would life sciences and medicine be better off if Scotland was independent? I think there are very considerable risks for funding. If we're not eligible for funding from research councils in the United Kingdom and just have to use the small pot of money devolved to Scotland. I think this will be so risky. I think it would be dangerous for Scotland to go it alone, at least as concerns life sciences.
Dundee may not be booming, but its large and respected universities, its thriving computer games and life sciences businesses give a clue, perhaps, to what the economy of an independent Scotland might look like. That said, the challenge faced by Dundee is in fact the challenge faced by much of the UK, which is how to turn imaginative ideas, intellectual property, not just into successful local businesses, but into world beaters.
So modern Scotland is developing new, more high-tech industries to replace the ones it's lost. Alex Salmon uses them as examples of how and why Scotland can flourish as an independent nation.
More top universities per head than any other country, a hotbed of life sciences, brilliance and creative industries. We will not let anyone tell the people of Scotland that we're not good enough to run our own country.
But David Cameron counters that they would enjoy greater success as part of the UK.
We're better off, Scotland's better off, if we stick together. We have so many brilliant tech companies in Scotland, from video games makers in Dundee to web developers here in Edinburgh. And we in the UK are pulling every lever possible to help them.
There's another important ingredient for a really successful economy. Everyone agrees that Scotland needs to rediscover its entrepreneurial zeal.
Yeah, this is for